You have no reason or the slightest desire to touch this skeleton. It appears to be a gold pocket watch. You pick it up and place it in your purse. A valuable gold pocket watch. A magnifying. A close look reveals an inscription on the watch. To Dr. Archibald Carrington III for your years of dedicated service, many thanks from your staff at the British Museum. You hear muffled voices coming through the door to Yvette's office.
You lied to me.
Well, lass, I guess that makes us even. You lied to me.
You had something to do with the Dagger burglary.
You've been sleeping with someone else. I saw you go off with that dock worker.
I've never slept with Steve, and this Ziggy fellow, he told me about you and the Dagger.
And you believe that little weasel. I've arrested the man more times than I can count.
The Ziggy, I know him a long time. He would not lie to me.
That man'd lie to his own mother if someone paid him for it.
Ziggy, he says you were working with the Carrington to steal the Dagger.
Lies! You can't be trusting the man. If he wasn't already dead, I'd pound the truth out of him.
Maybe you already did.
Were you sleeping with the little rat then?
Of course not.
You really surprise me, lass. I'd think you grew up on the streets accusing me of burglary like that.
Where I grew up doesn't matter, does it? The important thing is... Wait, did you hear something at the door?
Yeah, I was hearing it too. Keep your voice down then.
Wolfie, your facial scars are so wonderful. How did you keep them?
Fencing, my strudel. As a young man, I would fence with my Heidelberg friends. We would stop our opponent's saber just before it went through our faces, which would make the scars you see now.
Ah, that is very interesting. You did not use masks to protect your faces?
Nein, that would have been considered unmanly.
You'll have to show me how to do that sometime.
There are many things I can show you, my strudel.
Perhaps we should go somewhere less public, Wolfie.
Oh yeah, good idea. Particularly since there's that annoying reporter wandering around the museum. That is not something I would have allowed if I was running things here.
Give it time, Wolfie. Perhaps you will be running things here someday, if I have anything to say about it.
Oh? What can you do?
There are ways, but come, let us speak of these things in more privacy.
Silence alone is great, all else is weakness. Alfred de Vigny. Ernie's suspenders are intact, which saves you from much embarrassment. Ernie's head lolls back limply. This arm is flung out to the side as if to say, I'm completely limp. The heavy twilled fabric of the suspenders is rough and stretched taut over Ernie's unmoving chest. The fabric also feels slightly moist. The hairs are bristled and clearly animal in origin, with a faint smell of alcohol. The hair... That's not... Despite your closest exam, there is little to see in Ernie's mouth besides the usual teeth, tongue, hard and soft palates, and uvula. But there does seem to be an unusual amount of mucosa foam in the cheeks and throat, usually indicative of death by drowning. There's also a strange trickle of clear fluid. With obvious distaste, you sniff around the area of his mouth. The odor is one of pure alcohol. You pick it up and place it in your purse.
Ach, you are smelling like the brewery, mein Capitan. Either you've been drinking, or you've been eating too many of those grapes.
Sure and begorra. A man needs a little nip from his flask now and then, doesn't he?
Personally, I do not require the drinking of the alcohol. It would impair my mental and physical skills.
Ernie Leach has been murdered!
What was that, lass?
Ernie is dead!
So, you finally come to us to confess, is that it?
Confess? No! I'm reporting a murder.
And you was the first one to find the body again.
Well, I guess so.
Quite a coincidence, Fräulein. I think we should be interrogating you to learn the truth. I've had enough of your lies!
Calm down, Heimlich. If there's any interrogating to be done, I'll be the one who does it. Now then, lass, where did you find the body?
The mastodon room. He's hanging from some mastodon tusks.
Ach, he's probably just sleeping on the job.
No, I'm sure he's dead.
Well, I'll go take a look at him then. If I need to talk to you, I'll find you later.
Do we smell a promotion in the air? You're doing splendidly. When you push the button, you hear a sliding noise off in the distance, clearly originating outside of this room. While this is an authentic wood door from an authentic English castle.
My Ernie, he was a wonderful man. I really loved him.
Oh, sure you did. I know your type, Yvette. I know you didn't really love him.
But I did. Ernie was the first man I've ever really loved. I was even trying to find work for him so he could make the extra money.
Why did he need extra money? He had a good job here, didn't he?
It was the gambling. The ice pick. He killed my Ernie for the gambling debts.
Ernie wasn't killed with an ice pick.
No, the ice pick is the... how do you say it? The lone fish.
Lone fish? Oh, you mean ice pick is the name of a loan shark?
Oui, the ice pick is an evil man.
You're sure he's the one who killed Ernie?
My Ernie, he was worried about the ice pick. He told me about him this evening.
Very curious. I'm surprised you had time to see Ernie tonight.
Why is that?
Because you've been spending so much time with Mr. Dorian.
Oh, you mean the Steve? He is the attractive man, but we are only the friends, no? But my Ernie, what will I do without him?
I can see you're upset. I'll leave you alone. Steve! Mr. Dorian.
Miss Bow.
Thank you for showing me your scars, Steve. They were very, very nice.
Haven't seen you in a while, Mr. Dorian.
Well, women keep carrying me off.
Carrying you off?
Yeah. First, Miss Delacroix pulled me away from the party to show me the old Masters Gallery. Then there was Dr. Miklos. She's been pestering me about my scars ever since she found out I worked on the docks. Weird lady.
You don't seem too upset by all the attention.
Well, I would rather have spent the time with you.
I'd think a big, strong man like you would have been able to get away from them if you wanted to do so.
Well, I hate to be rude, and I did end up finding you here.
Have you heard about the murders?
Murders? Oh, I guess somebody did mention that.
You seem kind of distracted.
Yeah, well, I've got news for you, too. I think some of the paintings in the old Masters Gallery are forgeries. The paint is still wet on some of them.
Yes, well, I hardly think that...
Oh, Steve, a terrible thing has happened. Ernie is dead.
Ernie?
Yes, my Ernie. What will I do? Oh, I need a big man to cry on. Please, come into my office.
Sorry, Miss Bow. The poor woman seems very upset. Maybe there's something I can do for her.
I can just guess what that is.
We can talk more later, okay?
We'll see about that.
You hear muffled voices coming through the door to Yvette's office. Ooh la la.
How does that feel?
It is magnifique.
I'm not rubbing too hard, am I?
The harder the better, mon ami.
Well, we all get a little stiff now and then.
Ooh, and you are so good at working out the kinks.
Would you mind not moaning so loud? You might draw attention.
Ooh, I cannot be helping it. You are so big and so strong.
Oh my.
Oh, dear!
Miss Bow,
Sacré bleu!
I can explain this.
I bet you can, Mr. Dorian.
I'm just rubbing her neck.
Oui, and he does it so well. I'll just leave you two alone.
Miss Bow, wait.
You stray. This door is locked.
I'm not in the mood to indulge in idle chit.
While this is an interest. While this. The drain in the floor smells of alcohol. The grate is securely attached to the drain, but a bit of rust comes off on your hand. Feels like red hair. Feels like... A close look seems to indicate that the red hairs belong to a human. A magnified intercom... You pick it up and place it in your purse. The chair is made of wood, and it smells like Yvette's perfume. The typewriter keys hold fingerprints that probably... One of those new It's you, Laura. It's a desk chair. It's on the floor, but the desk is in disarray, as if a struggle... The odd statue feels like it's made of cheap, quick-drying plaster. It appears to be a pair of bifocal glasses. Red hair. The scarf around Yvette's neck looks suspiciously like the hosiery she was wearing on her legs earlier. Yvette's face doesn't look as good in death as it did in life, perhaps because her makeup is covered with plaster dust. There is plaster dust all over Yvette's bare, pale skin. Yvette's hair, formerly full of bounce and shine, is now lifeless and dull. It could use a thorough washing with a good shampoo to get all the plaster dust out of it. You pick it up and place it in your purse. Don't touch it. You pick it up and... The scarf clearly isn't a scarf. It's the silk hosiery Yvette was wearing earlier in the evening. Her neck under the scarf shows red friction burns, as if she was strangled. This... Don't touch it. You pick it up and place it in your purse. The blood is red and almost dry. There are a few spots of blood on the floor.
Countess, why are you tied up on my desk? Your face has certainly changed to an attractive pale color, my dear. You seem a little under the weather. Are you okay? dear, you don't look well at all. O'Reilly! You want Mr. O'Reilly? Okay, just wait right here and I'll go get him. Hello, Miss Bo. Do you know where Mr. O'Reilly is?
Well, no, not exactly. I assume he's still in the museum.
Well, I'll find him. If you see him first, would you tell him that the Countess is dying on the desk in my office?
The Countess is dying? What's wrong with her?
Well, she's looking rather pale. Her eyes are glazed, and she's not breathing much. I'd guessed she'd been bitten by a snake.
By a snake?
Must you keep repeating everything I say? In any case, I've got to go now.
While this is an while this while this while while this while this
Oh!
It's the bound and dead body of the Countess Lavinia Waldorf Carlton. The Countess is looking rather pale. She seems surprised that she died here on Olympia's desk. It's the dead leg of the Count. It's the bound and... You pick it up and... A cobra fang is embedded. Not a good idea since it's... You detect a trickle of what could prove to be cobra venom. You deem it wise not to touch it when you remember that it's a neurotoxin that causes progressive paralysis leading to respiratory failure. That biology class was useful after all. Her bloodshot eyes are open and staring into a scientific paper with the title Social Habits of the Cherry Stone Clam. Don't touch it. Don't. Her fingernails are... A scientific report on the top. You pick it up. Looks like magnified. Several grapes are missing. The heel is considered high for the... It looks as... The hairs are... A nice... Rubbing the charcoal over the notepad has made smelling salts. A wedge of the bifocal reading. A lacy black. You're doing a fine job, Laura. You don't want to hide in here. You hear the sound of someone breaking down a door in the next room.